Hey you, thanks for being here today. Clayton speaking. Welcome to Sticky Sims. We're doing another Sims 4 speed build, as usual. We're continuing on our Let's Love on Glimmerbrook project. Truth be told, I'm actually going to consider this kind of like a bonus video for this project. The main reason why is this is a build done in the magic realm of Glimmerbrook. So this is basically like the quote-unquote secret world that came with the pack. Here's basically like the headquarters for spellcasters and potion purveyors, I think that's what they call them. Basically to hone your skills, to gather ingredients for certain things that are specific to spellcasting. There's a greenhouse. You can even go here if you wanted to like become a spellcaster, say. But anywho, the build that was done here is not something that you can necessarily live on or really edit without using cheats. So there is a cheat called bb.enable free build that allows this to be possible. So if you do decide that you want to use my rebuild of the Magic Realm, once you actually get to the Magic Realm, you need to do your cheats bar. So on PC, it's Control-Shift-C. Then you just type in bb.enable free build and then hit enter, and it'll tell you that free build is turned on, and you'll notice that the little build mode option will be available, or you can just hit F2 on your keyboard, and then you can go to town. And then, of course, once you do this, you can place this build from the gallery. So yeah, the fact that this isn't really a residential or a easily edited or used, or I guess customizable lot, I wanted to still do one, but I'm probably not going to do two. So like in the other lots of Glimmerbrook with this project, I was committing to do at least 2 builds on each lot. So I'm only going to do one for this one, just kind of call it a bonus, like I said. But truth be told, I really only have like one more video after this one. And this one's, not even, it wasn't even originally on the cards. So it's like, I'm excited to be finishing up this Glimmerbrook project. It'll probably be the first like completed project here on my channel. So I'm super stoked about that. But I'm also like kind of bummed that it's almost over. You know what I mean? Like I was having so much fun and just working through it. And then all of a sudden a month later, I'm like, damn, I did it. I mean, I did it. Yeah, I did it. But like also like, damn, I did it. Now what? I really kind of love this idea of like basically taking on the world. And even more so, I kind of like taking on the smaller, like less lots world. Just to kind of, start off, I guess. And then, sometimes worlds like Windenburg that we got with Get Together have so many lots that it's a little overwhelming to look at, especially as a builder. So like my first thought was maybe I'll move into Forgotten Hollow that we got with the Vampires pack. And although it is a very unique world and I feel like it would make sense to kind of jump to that next occult, aside from my building content, I'm also doing some gameplay content with the Legacy. And the Legacy is working through the multiple packs that I've already bought. So I am leaning towards my next like Let's Love on a World project being Granite Falls. Granite Falls was the world that was given to us with the Outdoor Retreat DLC, which was like the absolute very first DLC that we ever got for The Sims 4. Now, I don't think that the lots that were given to us in Granite Falls are necessarily bad, or I guess I should say that relatively speaking, I didn't think that they were as atrocious as the ones that they gave us with the Realm of Magic pack. However, I do feel that Granite Falls could still use some love. On the sole thought that we just got this Adventure Awaits pack that kind of outshined her in a way. The concept of the custom venues and the getaways and the schedules, I feel like that was something that we would have all really loved back when they gave us Outdoor Retreat back in the day. But of course, back when they released the Outdoor Retreat pack, back in what was that, like 2015 or something, they had no idea how far this game was going to evolve to get to this point. So, I mean, in fairness, I get it. But as someone that is a huge fan and really, really adores the Sims franchise, and especially the Sims 4, I think I'm gonna go that route. I'm totally open to your thoughts, unless y'all have better ideas. There's other game pack worlds out there. You know what I mean? There's Strangerville, there's Forgotten Hollow, like I said, with vampires. There's the Moonwood Mill that we got with werewolves. Tartosa we got with the Wedding Stories pack. Who am I forgetting? I also mentioned Granite Falls, and I think that's it. I can't think of any others. I mean, most of the other game packs, we got more gameplay than anything, like Parenthood and Dream Home Decorator, Dine Out, but we didn't necessarily get worlds with all of them. But anyways, yeah, I'm leaning towards Granite Falls, but I'm completely open to what you guys think. I know I'm still a small channel, so right now, you know, my viewers' requests hold the most weight. So I just want to encourage you guys to put forth any thoughts, opinions, things that you'd like to see. I'm totally open to it, and without you guys, otherwise I would just, you know, be keeping to myself, just building little things and you know, just share into the gallery and keeping quiet. So anyways, we are here for the build. So we're 6 minutes in and I haven't even said a damn thing about this actual build other than that it's in the magic realm. So I had to cut out a lot, mostly because I tried a bunch of different things with the roofing. I was trying to, I guess, make it look a little interesting from far away. The magic realm that we're in right here is kind of split into 3 different pieces, and you can see each little part, like one of the 3 from each of the respective places, if that makes sense. So I wanted it to definitely stick out so you could see it while it was floating on this just decaying piece of space rock, I guess. You'll notice that I kind of set it up to where it has like this courtyard or this like arena type in the middle, and then 2 like wings off to each side, and then kind of a wing off the back. Now, I'm not gonna do a deep dive into lore. That's not my expertise here. I just really love to build and play this game. So the basic premise of the magic world is this realm is slowly falling apart. And it's, you know, different pieces are just starting to fall off, and everything is just, you know, slowly just minimizing, becoming nothing, except for these 3 like houses, these 3 practices of magic. So the game came with Untamed, Mischief, and what was the other one? Practical. So Untamed, Mischief, and Practical Magic. Now you have like 3 mages for each of these little practices, and basically they're what's holding everything together. They are the glue that's keeping the magic realm here. So the goal is to, you know what I mean, help either add spellcasters, build more into each of the practices so that, you know, the magic realm won't go away, right? I guess that's the idea. Anyways, when building and remodeling lots like this that were specifically built for certain gameplay mechanics and things, you really don't want to go overboard or start really messing up certain mechanics and things. So I tried my best when I was working on this remodel to kind of keep all of the functions and things that you can do at this Magic Realm headquarters in the same space. So like, generally speaking, there was a spellcasting duel like spot right in the center of the headquarters. And it was kind of like sunken, so it kind of created this like arena feel. So I kind of took that and I blew it up. I made it a exposed courtyard. I still kept the kind of going down into the like pit, if you will. Then on the first floor, there was of course like kind of a library on the right side, on the right wing. And then on the left side, there was a bathroom and a kitchen. So I kept those there. I kind of did like a little bit of like a dining space to expand upon the kitchen. And then the other side of the whole like spellcasters occult is working on potions. So the majority of the cauldrons and potion making was on the second floor. And then one of them was even like on like this exposed terrace or like balcony, if you will. So I tried to keep that same type of feel. I just kind of did that over the back, over this little like second floor extra balcony ditty, if you will. There was also 2 cauldrons that were outside. So I had originally put them on these 2 platforms, but I ended up just kind of removing the platforms and leaving them there. So I guess let me talk a little bit about the styling. So if you've watched any of my other Glimmerbrook project like series videos, I've mentioned bits and pieces about how I was reading that one of these styles and like the architecture, I guess, interests that influenced this pack was Art Nouveau. And while I am probably the least qualified person to talk about what Art Nouveau is, I tried my best in my understanding of the whimsical, taking the outdoors inside feel and kind of applied it to this build, of course. Now, like I've mentioned before, the Enchanted by Nature pack has proven to be an incredible sister, if you will, to the Realm of Magic pack in at least the build buy aspect. So before they released the Enchanted by Nature pack, the Realm of Magic pack was like incredibly niche and it didn't really go with anything. And if you were going to do a spellcaster, that was like the one chance that you had to use these very specific items. Like the stained glass, the ornate details on different things, all of the curves, which I know I'm sitting here talking about curves, but really I did a bunch of like really what is it? Like steep roofs, and then I even did like a mansard roof right here in the middle. But anyways, to kind of really just hit home with the bringing the indoor outdoor type vibe, my thought is the middle arena piece was gonna kind of be like the rundown stone, I don't want to say like the ruins, but the bones of the build. It's what's been there forever. And then the two wings on each side, I kind of treated them a little bit more like the updated portions. So there's a big, pretty, ornate glass entrance. You walk in and then everything's a little kind of, I don't want to say run down, but a little bit more dingy in the arena portion. So the like corridors and the ways that you get around are a little bit more run down. But once you get into each, respective wing, it looks nicer. So anyways, right now you're watching me fight with the roof piece. This is another classic case of what I pictured in my head is not what's actually happening in the game in front of me, if you know what I mean. I guess I was picturing this really like steep roof piece to kind of create like a focal point to the lot. And then I was going to cover it with different greens and roof furnishings that they gave us. They gave us a bunch of different plants and different things that you can add directly on the roof now here in 2025. It was not something that we could do not even a year ago, but anywho. I guess I liked the idea of something splitting this arena to kind of create somewhat of I don't want to say like a roof or a ceiling, but something above them. I guess I was hoping that it would like add to the impact of it being exposed above. But it just didn't work out that way. So, like I said, I cut out a lot, so I don't know if I kept it in specifically, but this idea of these really pointy roof pieces in the middle, I eventually change it into like two smaller pieces, like two smaller like room pieces and smaller roof pieces on both sides. Now, like I said, the center of this is kind of built on like a dual ground. So instead of doing this big piece that's cutting it across, I instead did two pieces on both sides. And I was trying to give this illusion of it looking kind of like two wizards with two wizard hats. Just to kind of like drive home the idea of, this is a duel. This is, one-on-one. It's a good little spot for that. Now let's see. I do want to mention that I did lightly playtest this build. I made sure that everything is accessible. I even kept in some of the basement rooms. I just kind of created them more of like a speakeasy type entrance to those rooms, kind of treat them like they're secret. I don't think I included in the video where I put them. So we'll let that be a surprise. If you decide to use this build, it's a surprise on how you get to the the basement rooms. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, I don't know if there are any other builders watching this video, but I could not get the chimneys to work here in the Magic Realm. And I don't know if it has to do with the chimneys that I used or the Realm of Magic fireplaces, or if it's just the fact that I was here in this secret world. But like, no matter what I did, I lit so many different fireplaces, turned them on and off, saved the game, restarted everything, and I just could not get smoke to billow out of the chimneys. So maybe it's just a glitch in the game. I don't know. Oh yeah, so I did these little like partial octagonal bump outs on the arena portion. Now, when you originally play with this Magic Realm build, there's plenty of places to kind of just sit and chat with people. A big part of growing in your spellcaster thing is learning things from other mages and other spellcasters. So I thought that it made sense to create these cute little like bump out conversation type spaces. So each one of these little bump outs on the arena portion, I put in like a little set of 2 chairs and an accent table. I just thought it made it really cute, and I also would love the idea of being able to sit in that little room, kind of separate yourself from the rest of what's going on, and just take in the beauty of this, supernatural realm. A little bit of realism while I'm thinking about it too. I ended up actually closing in the potions rooms. My thought is, when you're working on potions and different things, there's the high chance that things could go wrong and things could possibly affect other people in the room, if you know what I mean. So I used these new glass wallpaper textures that we got with the base game this year to kind of create this like separated potions practicing room. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, the Sims were still able to access it. I just didn't notice that many Sims doing potions, but I was also hella distracted while I was playtesting this. But anywho, with this build, I did want to also mention I've tried this new, process with my builds. So one of the biggest complaints that I would have as a builder, just in general to The Sims 4, is the fact that we have so many things added to the game. So like there are so many packs and there's so much to scroll through when you're working through the build by catalog. And then, God forbid you also add CC to the game. It just adds to that. So one of my favorite things to do that I've found since I've started building and sharing these speed builds on YouTube is to limit packs. So I use James Turner's disable packs generator, and I actually just regularly like to add to the install instructions, I guess, or the properties of my game when I'm going to load it. So this build, it only uses the Realm of Magic pack, the Enchanted by Nature pack, Dine Out, Crystal Creations, and the Blooming Rooms kit. I've started doing this thing where I like to start the build just with all the packs that I have, get a shell down, get a floor plan down, basically get to the point to where I have a solid plan of where I'm going to go with the build, put down any items that I know for sure I'm going to want to include in the build, then stop at that point, save the work in progress to my gallery, then of course view the gallery save, and the gallery save tells me exactly what packs I've used thus far. So then from there, of course, I can make a decision. I almost decided to not use the Dine Out pack. I was like, maybe I could just go in and replace it with other plants. But then I remembered that I was actually using some more items than just plants from the Dine Out pack, so I did keep it. I think it was actually the half wall trims that we got with the Dine Out pack was like the decision. It was the, what do they say? It's what tipped the scale. Yeah, that's what did it. I already mentioned, Enchanted by Nature is, the perfect little sister for the Realm of Magic build by. And then because I'm going for this indoor-outdoor feel, I just really love the Blooming Rooms kit and all of the little pieces that it gave us with, really just indoor plants and a couple of, window coverings and different things, all covered in vines and greeny things. So that said, if you don't own the Blooming Rooms kit and you don't want to buy the Blooming Rooms kit, however, you still want to use this build, you can 100% still place it. You'll just notice that there are some curtains and some plants missing from different places. But yeah, the two biggest hitters are going to be Realm of Magic and Enchanted by Nature packs. One thing that I will say also while I'm thinking about it, when I was creating the overall shape of this build, I created these little bump outs where I ended up putting the bookshelves. That actually wasn't originally the plan. It just kind of worked out that way. And then the original build of the Magic Realm. Oh my God, I'm getting the pack name and then what we call this lot all just jumbled in my head because it's the same damn words. Anyways, the Magic Realm headquarters, it it had so many bookcases on each floor everywhere you went. So I made sure that each like wing on each floor had at least 4. It just kind of worked out nicely that way. It also kind of creates this nice symmetric feel. I don't know, when I was taking screenshots of this, I feel like I definitely kept some things like the layout, the style are kind of very old-fashioned in a way, with the symmetry and the 2 wings and the way that things are split down the middle. But the actual items that are being used kind of create this like clash in a way. What's the word? I don't want to say an anachronism, but like, I guess there's that conflict between it being a old-fashioned type structure, but the furnishings are mostly new, modern, I guess. That is something that I'm learning as I'm, continuing to build in the game. You can really kind of go a old-fashioned castles route if you wanted to. I want to say a friend of mine that I saw in Blue Sky is actually going for like this whole medieval kind of, I guess, almost like a mythological type save file. But in the other respect, you could also go in the opposite direction in The Sims, and you could like build a more modern, late 2020s or 2010s type homes all over in The Sims, and that also works. If anything, sometimes the modern builds even work a little bit better on some lots, just with the items and the way that the like Sims artwork kind of goes. It makes me wonder if I could have done like a let's do a full modern Glimmerbrook build, but I was afraid of going that route, mostly because Glimmerbrook is a very like treesy breezy type world, influenced by the northwestern United States. So like, I felt that if I would have done all very modern builds in the world, it would have kind of read like, honestly, it really kind of would have read like, I'm thinking of the Cullens house. So from like the Twilight series, those movies, out in Forks, Washington, which is in, Northwest United States. And then this big, glamorous, like luxury modern home in the middle of the woods. I felt like if I would have did that, it would have just become a whole like Twilight world. But the pack is not for vampires. It's for magicians. It's for the spellcasters. So while I'm sitting here thinking about, other Simmer friends and such, I am not an EA creator or anything. So I'm not really as, I guess, directly like affected or concerned, I should say, with the buyout that's going on right now. I've decided for the time being, I'm just kind of I'm kind of following the tides for the time being. Nothing, of course, is set in stone, so I'm just trying to like not buy anything from EA for the time being. Just kind of sitting with what I have. On that note, though, I thought that it would be a great thing to maybe try to start like highlighting or spotlighting some custom content creators. I don't know if but there's like so much effort and skill and just talent that goes into not only creating things like, creating Sims or making builds in the game, but to like generate, design, render, package, and then provide like this new content created by another simmer to your game is just, it's wild. It's wild. I mean, if you would have told me about that in high school, that was going to be a thing, I'd have been like, oh, that's something that people, only like programmers can do. But no, there are some immensely talented simmers out there. So I'm thinking of possibly trying to find a way to work in some creator spotlights into the channel. My first thought is maybe trying to do some CC builds, but I fear that CC builds just won't do so well on the channel. I'm always curious of how many of my viewers, like comparatively speaking, are on PC versus console. Like for instance, my partner is on console, so mods and CC are not an option for them. It's just not an option. I use mods and such here, so I don't know. Maybe like a short series? I don't know. Anyways, I don't know why I'm telling you all this. I guess I was hoping that maybe if anyone had any thoughts, I would be open to, my ears are open to your ideas. My brain is also kind of going back to the discussion about what world to love on next, and I think I'm still kind of leaning towards Granite Falls. Sorry to be so distracted today, you guys, during this voiceover, but I'm thinking Granite Falls because I also play a Legacy series, like I said earlier, and I just think it would make sense to kind of rebuild worlds as I go, since my intention is to play through all of the packs. So yeah, I think that's the direction we're gonna go. Probably, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned. Okay, let's see. Where are we at? All right. So we're not starting. We're decorating and adding the last few details in this. This is the library portion, like the study, if you will. I remember struggling with this part right here because I was trying to find a good like window covering or something to kind of frame this. Whatchamedink? Oh my god, fireplace. That's the word. Oh geez, y'all, I might need more coffee today. But nothing just seemed to fit in the Realm of Magic fireplace, as pretty as it is with the like built-in mirror and everything. I feel like it's so bulky, like it sticks out so far. So maybe it would have been better to like tuck it into a space instead of having it pop out, if you know what I mean. Like maybe more of an inverted type build in or whatever. I don't know. Right, throw in the cute little restroom. With it being kind of run down a little bit in the center, a part of me was wondering if it would make sense to do like an outdoor bathroom type situation. But then I remembered, this is really for spellcasters, and with magic, we could just turn the outhouse into an actual bathroom, right? So even though we crossed it with the Enchanted by Nature pack, it does not mean that we have to shit in the woods, right? So, oh, look, I'm totally forgetting the Blooming Rooms kit I mentioned earlier. I lied. I used these two like accent tables here in the potions room. I just felt it kind of matched the vibe. Those came with the Blooming Rooms kit, so if you don't have that kit and you place this lot, that will probably be replaced with a base game accent table. I hope it would be substituted with a base game instead of it just being blank. Anyways, I mentioned it earlier, we're treating the center of this lot like an arena, and I really stuck true to that throughout the build. I made sure that, say it's it's the duel of the century, and it's bringing, wizards and spellcasters from far and wide to come see this. I figured it made sense that people would line up on the first and second floor of this and would want to be able to see what's going on. So I used a lot of exposed windows and arches. I thought about adding some chairs and different things out there, but I feel like that would have taken the entire build and the lot in a different direction. Now, I mean, if this lot would have been bigger than, I think it's like I think it's a 30 by 30. I want to say a 30 by 40. Shoot, what is it? It's a 50 by 40 lot. Okay, so it is still a pretty sizable lot. I mean, I did make a pretty big build, but when I was thinking about seating as far as the arena, my mind started going to like full on, like, I guess like amphitheaters. So I would have wanted a like huge lot, like 64 by 64. So I could have created like tiered seating, that kind of thing. But we didn't have time. To be completely honest with you guys, I was fighting with myself of, I didn't want to like overly decorate this lot because I still want it to be playable. And then when you do play with this lot, it is a heavily populated lot, if you know what I mean. Like every time that I play in the Magic Realm, it's never just 2 or 3 Sims. It's like a good dozen. So that can sometimes make things a little funky with gameplay if you put too much shit on the lot. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was like fighting with, I feel like this needs something, but I also feel like I need to take something away. So when I was furnishing each of the wings, I decided to take more of an approach of building like it's a community lot rather than building like it's a residential lot. Basically what I'm trying to say is when you build on residential lots, you want things to look lived in, you want things to look cozy, you want it to be welcoming, like someplace that people would live. But then when you're working with a community lot, it's not as cluttered, it's not as packed. It needs to be, I guess like everything needs to be able to breathe a little bit more. And then as far as your Sims being able to navigate and path around the lot, you don't want things to be too closely quartered either. And that certainly isn't a problem. Although I will say, the bathrooms are a little ways away. So if you push it too far and your Sim really does need to pee, if you've noticed they start to like waddle and walk really slow, they have a little bit of walk to go, especially if they're on like the second floor. But anywho, actually, wait, no, I think I did add 1, 2, 3. Okay, I did add a bathroom on the second floor. There's only one shower on the lot. Right. The shower is in the basement bathroom. But anywho, generally speaking, the Realm of Magic world is pretty dark. The lighting is very unique. to kind of give you this like supernatural feel when you're actually in this world. So I really stuck to bright and light colors just to make this a little bit easier on your eyes. Now, I do build and I do typically play with shaders that kind of change the lighting and the contrast between different things. So when you're playing with this, it might not look exactly the same in your game, especially if you're a console player. But all of the bright furnishings and everything inside should still, you know, lend to a good time. I don't know about you guys, but I love taking screenshots while I'm playing and different things. So sometimes building a lot with that in mind helps your screenshots just pop even more. But yeah, so let's see. We're adding in the finishing details. I always love to add a little clock when I add in my little like chess table. I feel like it just makes sense to do that. I didn't play with the terrain too much. I did sink a few things and add some like ponds of water to kind of give that like back rooms feel to this build. But yeah, we're right up here at the end. I got another tour with screenshots coming for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've really been enjoying this Glimmerbrook project. We got the finale, if you will, coming out soon. Please be sure to like this video. If you do, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out, helps, you know, motivate and such. Hope you have a beautiful week. Love you. Bye.